First up, we have the shield for South Africa. This is an interesting one for me. I don't really like that shade of yellow, but I don't think it's a bad shield. The flower at least adds something interesting, and you can tell what country it is with the wording at the bottom, but I'd rather it be obvious just from the image. So I think I'm going to put it into C tier. As you can see, in this video, I will be ranking all of the shields of the FIFA World Cup teams into a tier list. Let's keep on going. Now we have the shield for South Korea. I like that tiger that they display in the middle, and you can tell it's Korea from the little text at the bottom. But for some reason, it is a rectangle shield, which doesn't sit right for me. But because I like the design of the tiger and the colors, it's going in B tier. Next up, we have the Czechia shield. I like this one a lot since it includes all of the colors from the Czechia flag pretty effectively. And they have that lion in the center, which I believe is a nod to their history, which makes this a A-tier shield for me. And unlike the Korea one, it actually looks like a badge, which I appreciate. Now we have the badge for Canada, one of the host nations. I like this one actually, even though it's simple, and as you've heard in previous videos, I do not like when the badge actually spells out the name of the country or the team. This one actually works well for me. They have the soccer ball beneath it and the maple leaf sticking out from the top. I think this is a very unique and it represents the country quite well. So for that reason, it's going in A tier with Czechia. Now we have the shield for Bosnia and Herzegovina. This one is really boring in my opinion. All they have is that soccer ball with the outline of the country. They also have some text around, but it's pretty hard to read from a distance. So I think this one can pretty easily go into D tier. At least it's not super basic. At least they include some soccer elements, but it's really boring overall and deserves to go in B tier. Now we have the Qatar Shield. Like Bosnia, there's not that much going on. They have the soccer ball, so at least it has that, and it mentions QFA, which is probably just showing it's Qatar. So I think this will go in D tier with Bosnia. I think there are more boring ones coming up, which I'll put in F. But for now, Qatar, you're in D tier. Now we have the logo for Switzerland. This one is kind of weird to me. It's kind of chaotic and I don't really understand what's going on. I see the soccer player kicking the ball. I also see a little subtle cross that likely links up to their flag. But this text probably stands for their association, but it's pretty hard to read and chaotic, so I think just for that reason, it's going into C tier. Now we have the Brazil shield. This one's pretty good in my opinion. I don't think it does too much. It's exactly what you want for a shield. I like the colors. It's pretty simple. It looks like a real team badge that I think looks really good on a shirt. So I think it's going to go in B. Also because it's really iconic, I think it deserves to be in that slot. Now you have Mexico, one of the host nations again. I really like this logo. I think it does a great job nodding to Mexican culture with those textures and patterns. It relates to the flag with the colors. I like that eagle they put. I believe it's also in the flag. So this one is actually to go in S tier for me. I know it says Mexico at the bottom, but I think it's too good to exclude from this tier. Now we have Morocco. This is another pretty boring one, but I think that it's still decently effective, kind of like South Africa, and it's like kind of in between C and D tier for me. I like the colors more, and I think it has a little bit more going for it than Bosnia and Qatar. So I think it's going to go in C tier as well. Now we have Haiti. This is one of the ones I was talking about when I was saying that there were some really boring ones. I don't see really any personality to this logo. It just has the colors. At least it has a badge somewhat, but it's pretty basic. All I see is that soccer ball behind it to give it any sense of a soccer logo, but it's going in F tier. It's really boring. I don't like it at all. Now we have the Scottish logo. This one is kind of like the Brazil in my opinion. Probably in between B and C tier just because it's pretty simple. I don't like it as much as some of the simpler ones like Canada or Brazil, but at least it has personality with that lion. The colors are pretty unique, although I don't love it. I think it probably just sneaks into B tier for me. Now we have Paraguay. This is an interesting one. At least it has the colors for the flag, but it's boring once again. No really nod to soccer. It says Paraguay directly, like that could be much improved. I think it goes into D tier with the other boring ones. Now we have Australia. This logo does a great job of relating to the country. I think it shows the kangaroo and emu quite well to show the wildlife of Australia. It has that soccer ball to show it's a soccer logo. But for some reason, I don't know why the badge looks unnecessarily wide, so it doesn't really look that appealing to me, and I don't like that shade of yellow as much. So I think this might go in. It's a toss up between these two. I'll probably say B tier because I like the relationship between the country and the badge. Now we have Turkey. This is another pretty boring one. It has the crescent moon and the star from the flag. It has the colors of the flag. It has the soccer ball. Beyond that, there's nothing unique or really cool about it. So I think it also slots in at D tier. Now we have Germany. I like this one a lot. I really like that gold color. I think that bird in the middle is really attractive and it makes it look pretty fierce and scary, and it represents the country pretty well. I know it has the text, but once again, for a badge, I don't care as much about that. So I think this will go in A tier. It's also super iconic and really good, in my opinion. Now we have Curacao. This is another pretty bad one to me. I like how they incorporated the marine element of it being an island with the waves and the ship above it, but that font surrounding it and the colors make it look pretty unattractive to me. So I think this goes in F tier as well. It's just not really good looking. Now we have Ivory Coast. This is one of my favorites as well. I like that elephant. It really gives personality. It has the ball that shows the soccer connection and also has the outline of the country, which is a unique touch in my opinion. So I think this will also go in S tier. Now we have Ecuador, my dark horse in the World Cup. I think this is a pretty solid badge, kind of like Brazil. The colors are pretty good. I like the little nod to the flag at the top. I think this goes in B tier because it's not anything special, but it's a pretty solid looking badge, and I would be proud to wear that on the jersey. Now we have the Netherlands. This looks so much like the Czechia flag, so I don't really like that aspect of it. At least the color's different, and the animal on it, the lion, is still pretty cool. But before I rate it, I'm going to check which one came first and then base my decision off that. So, I determined that the Netherlands flag is actually much older than the Czechia flag. So I think I'm going to put the Netherlands flag in A tier for its creativity and then demote the Czechia one back down to B tier. Now we have Japan. This is a pretty interesting one to me. I like the uniqueness of that badge. The bird is pretty interesting and I like how it looks. The colors are also pretty nice. It has the soccer ball around it. I believe that bird is related to Japanese mythology. So I think I'm going to put this in A tier just because I like the connection to the country. I like how it looks similar to the flag and it's a clean looking badge. Now we have Sweden. This is another basic looking badge. I like how it has the flag demonstrated right in the middle with the cross. The colors are really pretty. I like the colors on their flag. So I think it goes into B tier as well. It's a solid logo. Looks really good. Represents the country. Solid. Now we have the Tunisia logo. This one is interesting to me. I like how they have a little bit of personality with the bird representation. For some reason, I don't like it that much. I also don't really like the font at the bottom. And I think it honestly goes into C tier. It's kind of chaotic. It's kind of similar to the Switzerland one. I like what they were trying to do, but the execution just wasn't there completely. Now we have Belgium. I really like this one. They have the flag demonstrated on there. They have that crown. It makes it look really elegant, and I like that gold color. This is another solid badge. I like the colors more than some of the others, so I think this is going to go in A tier. Even though it's simple, it does it well, kind of like Canada. So I think it deserves to be in that slot. Now we have Egypt. This is a pretty boring logo to me. It doesn't look super good, but at least they have the soccer ball to show a little bit of personality. It kind of looks like they have a sort of pyramid structure there. That bumps it up a little bit to me, so I think I'm gonna put it in D tier. This little sort of thing over here with the pyramid and the ball at least having a little bit of personality makes it a little bit better. So I think it goes into D tier pretty fairly. Now we have Iran. This one's even more boring. Just has the flag and a ball. I think it's pretty self-explanatory why it goes into F tier. Now we have New Zealand. I like that leaf badge. I think it's really unique, and I like when they try something new, unless it looks bad. But Otherwise, I like this one, and I think it will go in A tier. Even though I wish they could have done a little bit more. They have so many possibilities to make that look even cooler. This is another one of the classic ones. I like that depiction in the middle in the yellow. The colors work really well together. The star from their one World Cup win is really cool. I think kind of like Brazil, it slots into B tier. Solid, could be better. Now we have Cape Verde. I feel like the background doesn't do this badge justice. That shark is really unique. The colors are pretty good looking together. So I think this will go in S tier as well. I think it's a really good badge. Now we have Saudi Arabia. This is a pretty decent one. I like the green and white. It represents the flag. That eagle at least gives it some personality. But similar to most of the other Middle East countries that have been in the World Cup, like Iran, Iraq, I feel like it's pretty basic and boring. So I think it goes into C tier. Okay. Now we have Uruguay. This one's also a solid badge. Like many other South American ones, they keep it simple there, I guess. It looks pretty interesting, has the shape of the badge. I think it actually, I think I'm gonna put it in C tier. I don't love the white background. It's not super full of personality. So I think it goes into C tier pretty fairly. Now we have France, another iconic one. This one is also solid. I think the blue is pretty good looking. I don't really understand why it's a hexagon, but I like the rooster enough. But I think it's not good enough for B tier. I think it's only C tier. I don't really love the depiction of the rooster, but it's pretty good. I like it. Now we have Senegal. I really like this badge. The colors from the flag are all there. That lion is really fierce. I would be proud to have that on my jersey. So I think Senegalese fans should be proud. This goes into S tier. Probably one of my favorites. Maybe competing with Mexico, but it's up there for sure. Now we have Iraq. Like I said with Saudi Arabia, the Middle East keeps it really simple, but I don't like that. I like some personality to it. This is going in F tier. Now you have Norway. This is another like solid badge, pretty similar to Sweden. They have their flag in the middle of the cross. I like that gold outlines around it. I think it goes into B tier pretty easily. It's another solid badge. Could have more personality, but it works pretty well. Now we have Argentina. This is another one of those South American badges. Really iconic, pretty simple, looks like a badge. But I really like how they actually add some sort of texture and more uniqueness with those leaves. I like the colors of it. I think this one goes in A tier. It's one of those better simple badges. Algeria. Once again, kind of like Egypt and all the Middle East teams. Super simple. At least they acknowledge the flag. But it's kind of like, yeah, I'd probably say D tier. It's kind of like Egypt where I don't fully grasp the meaning of it. I bet it has some sort of meaning, but it doesn't look super attractive from the outside. Now we have Austria. This is another fierce looking one. That bird with the little nod to the Austrian flag in the middle and the soccer ball looks quite good. It looks like a normal badge. Once again, B tier for me. Now we have Jordan. Once again, another Middle East country that makes it look really simple. Has a badge that doesn't look super full of personality. I think this goes in D tier. I like the colors. I like that star in the middle. At least they didn't just put the flag directly in a soccer ball, but it's still pretty bad for me. Now we have Portugal. I really like this one, honestly. It's really unique. It's still iconic. I think the colors look pretty good. That unique T shape is really interesting to me. I honestly really like this one. I think this might go into S tier. Maybe I'm being too generous, but that one's pretty good for me. Now we have the DRC. The Congo tried something new. I like that. They have that leopard at the top. I like that touch. But they also have some of the flag at the bottom. I just don't really like the middle that much. But I like how unique they were with it. It's kind of like Friends. I like the attempt, but I just don't like how it looks completely as a whole. So C tier it is. Uzbekistan. F, end of story. It's really boring. It doesn't even have any color. It just says UFA and a soccer ball. F. Colombia. This one's also pretty interesting. They just have that soccer ball in the middle with the nods to the flag colors. It says Colombia. It's pretty simple. For some reason, it works for me. I think it goes into B tier. As you see, there's kind of a trend. All the ones that are solid, I don't mind how they look, but they're still pretty basic, end up in B tier for me. Now we have England. This is super iconic. The three lions is really well known. I think it looks like a badge. I think just how iconic it is, and I really like the colors. It's really unique from other ones. I think it goes into A tier. Now we have Croatia. This is another simple looking badge, like the soccer ball at the bottom, the flag nod at the top. Pretty basic. I don't really know why. It doesn't seem as clean and simple as the ones in B tier. I think it goes in C tier. Now you have Ghana. This one's interesting. It looks like the flag is like wrapped around the soccer ball. That's something unique. I kind of like it. The shape is a little weird. I think it goes into C tier. Now we have the USA, the last of the hosts. I like this one a lot, actually. It's not super good. It just says it's like really iconic and on terms of you can really tell what country it is just from looking at it quickly. But it's not anything special. Like I don't like it as much as like England or Argentina. It goes with all the simple badges that look clean. I think that's fair. Now we have Panama. This one's also pretty interesting. They have the badge with the leaves beneath it. I think that's something unique that they added. It looks pretty old school to me. They have the flag right there, the ball. Once again, it's not super appealing in my opinion. I think it goes into C tier. So this is my final list of all the shields for every single FIFA World Cup team in 2026. Please like and subscribe and tell me who do you think is going to win the World Cup this year. And also tell me where I made a mistake and tell me where I could have put some other ones. Where did I put your favorite country? See you in the next video.